All right, let's make sure we're live. I was not able to find the video a second ago. Are we live? Okay, yes we are. Okay, sweet. All right, y'all. I will be marketing the stream, and I will see you in 5 minutes.
Okay.
I will be marketing the stream, and I will see you in 5 minutes.
Okay.
All right, yeah. So I'm going to get started and get a lot going on today. So, today is going to be a mixture of, let me change this song real quick. Today's going to be a mixture of doing, finishing off some of the talk texturing and also showing off some gameplay for Chaos Kart and everything. So this is going to be quite fun. We also have Pat, our engineer. Appreciate you being with us. And let me turn on my audio for Pat. Here we go. Okay, yeah. Yeah, thanks for being with us, Pat. We'll please see some of your work a little bit later. Let's see here. So yeah, Pat's yeah, got some gameplay stuff he's working on, some game loop stuff. So that should be cool to see. But for right now, I'm going to be focused on doing more of talk stuff. So let's see here. So one thing I forgot to do was I forgot that it was fingerless gloves. That was one of the issues from before, was that I accidentally baked. Well, I didn't see this part. Like, first off, is like, oh man, I completely missed that these are fingerless gloves. And then also this little piece right here. And even though that's not really an important spot because they'll be pretty much in their chassis most of the time, I still want to make sure I'm pretty accurate to the actual stuff. So yeah. Yeah, the concept art was amazing, did an amazing job, and I want to like make sure I'm pretty dang close to it. So I'm almost done marketing the stream, and then I will get this moving. Game dev network. All right, cool. I think that'll be good. Okay, also, Pat, just one thing. I think when you deafen on Discord, that there is gonna be some lag time between when I'm saying something and when you hear it. Just a heads up about that. I think it'll be fine, but yeah, just letting you know. All right, cool. Let's get this moving. All right, so first off, I need to make sure I can rebake. So that's why I was going to be in Maya and just making sure that I have, yeah, I have everything moving. So on the last stream, I basically remade the high poly, so where he had fingers, like fingerless gloves. And then I added this extra piece, and then I merged a lot of the stuff. Yeah, see, I merged a lot of the body. And so my low poly, I needed to figure out, okay, is the low poly going to encapsulate like the entire high poly, such as this extra band? It'll be fine on the hands. So let me bring out my low poly. And see, this is the issue that I was having, was I really needed to create this semblance of asymmetry here. Also, let me know if the music is too loud, by the way. If it is, I can drop that down. All right. So yeah, I think the hands will be just fine. Let me bring up my quad draw. Oops, I must have soft select on. There we go. Alright, yeah, so I just need to make this one more piece and then I'll be done with the low poly again. So it was just the this little band part right here that needed to be integrated into the low poly. So let me go ahead and finish that up now. Oh man, Maya's not happy with me right now. It did not like that. All right, so as far as I'm aware with, so we're trying to really get some gameplay going to actually have some, oh, I know what's happening. It's because I have symmetry on. Yeah, that's what was going on. Let me delete all of this. There we go. Okay, yeah. So we actually want to have some playtests after a bit. I would love to have some of you on some of the playtests as well, and just kind of like getting feedback. Actually going to some more events to get feedback for the game, and so yeah, more so now than ever, I'm trying to like. So I think a lot of people like the idea of Chaos Kart, where it's like, oh yeah, it's combat racing, kind of like Mario Kart, but mixing it over like Overwatch or Smash. But like in practice, how does that feel? You know, so I think we'll figure out a lot of that stuff here soon with getting some playtests going. So I'm excited. Yeah, we almost have 3 full characters working now. We basically do, but we have a few more things that we need to get done with. Like Bucky, he needs to do his spin attack. It's like Banjo playing spin attack. There's a few more mechanics we need to pull off. And then yeah, Talk will be its own challenge. But I think when we have 4 racers, I'll feel like we're in a good spot to start pitching the game and possibly working with a publisher, but I'm still not sure about that. If I can do without a publisher, I might. Yeah, we're just wrapping up this topology for Talk real fast, and then we'll be getting back in Painter. So this is all going to be normal maps. Yeah, exactly. A lot of moving parts. And hopefully a lot of moving carts. I'm gonna try to do this with less topology. I think it'll be fine. It's gonna be just literally baked in. I think so. I would have had this just all baked, but I think it needed some silhouette. It's like its own like little band thing. Like, unless you saw it from an angle, it'd be look really strange if it was just normal mapped. I think it needs its own silhouette. Got a crazy cat. Okay, I see what I did. this up a little bit. My cat's a spaz. Alright, that should do it. I need to make sure that my UVs are okay again, because, yeah, that was some adjustments on the actual fundamental part of the geometry that I already UV'd. So let me make sure that that is okay. So I'm going to go by UV editing, basically. Yeah, see, there's now UV stuff that needs to be figured out. Alright, so... some of it's easier than others. Like these right here. So basically, because these are separate, I'm actually gonna hide this high poly now. I'm gonna turn off this. So you can tell that these are separate UV stuff because of these squares. So what I need to do is grab these two faces and camera based. Alright, so then it turns into these two squares that are separate right here. This is what if you add stuff, this is how you can kind of like re-UV stuff. So then I shrink it into spot the best I can. And also you got to make sure that it's the right direction. So like I'm going to grab one edge. Okay, you see that it lines up with that same edge. So that's good. So I'm going to go in UV mode and just kind of bring it up. If I want to snap it, I can too. So I can do like this. Grab this and then hold V and snap. That's like the perfect way to do it. Bring the new stuff to the old stuff so it doesn't change your old UVs. There we go. Now grabbing these edges and I'm going to sew. Perfect. Perfect integration of UVs. Alright, so we'll do the same thing here. We have this huge chunk cut out of our pants here, and we need to figure this out. So that's our natural seam over here. So we know where the seam is. We can now grab just everything from this side of the seam over. So I'm gonna do this. Oh, you know, I need to post a stream on my professor's thing. Art streams. There we go. Cool. So Pat, what specifically, like as far as like the game loop are you working on at the moment? Like the pre-time thing, or is it like the checkpoints? Is there a specific thing that you're trying to figure out at the moment? Let's see. Do UV camera based again. There we go. Oh, we can see that fits like a puzzle piece right here. Checkpoint lapse. Sweet. Yeah, let me know when that's ready to show, even if it's not fully ready. I want to see how that functions. Sounds like fun. Yeah, that's a really important part of racing games. Make sure that you can do your laps. Especially this game where you probably will die from your opponents. Will very likely will. Having specific checkpoints is a must. Alright, so they're the same thing. It's a tad bit painstaking, but needs to get done. So let's see. This goes down. So I'm just holding down V to snap to the already existing UVs here. We're just gonna do our best to make it look good. So UV snapping, and you can use all this extra space. So I'm probably gonna just grab some of these. Just move them over here. Go back to my UV. Yeah, checkpoints and laps. There we go. Just bring it unfold. Alright, so then I'm going to go ahead and grab all these edges. We turn off B because I don't want to soft select right now. Oh, not all of them. Just grab these edges. I'm holding shift down to grab multiple edges. And let's go ahead and do a so. Perfect. Another perfect integration. Alright, cool. And we're almost done with talk UVs again. It's only because I wanted to add these different parts to match the concept art better. I want Chaos Card to be good, y'all. UV camera based again. Alright, this should be the way. Let's find out. Again, I'm just V snapping. Here we go. Now I'm going to straighten these with the scaler. There we go. Okay, and I think we are once again done with talk UVs. I know it's the most fun thing to watch on a stream at early on Monday morning, but you need to get done. That is the most engaging content. Watching someone UV a pocket. All right, so now I have the finished low poly and high poly again. Let's go ahead and export these. Export selection. All right, this is my UV section. Low, make sure animation's not turned on. Oh, before I do anything, I need to make sure that I run the make sure that everyone's still on track for the MTalk material. Sometimes when you add faces, it's not the proper material, and so I just want to make sure, like, right-click everything, and you know, go to existing materials, MTalk, because I already made that. I'm gonna go and optimize scene size now. All right, and then also I'm gonna use the handy dandy, because this is a problem right here. All the extra faces that I added right in this section, not great, right? It looks hard and it won't bake well. So, I'm gonna run that script that I have. I actually can put the script on the description below on this one. Let me actually, where is this? Do. Let me add these details real quick. There we go. Let me save that out now. I had the wrong timestamps on here. I had timestamps from the last one. Alright, cool. Here we go. Better. I don't know why I had those timestamps. Okay, cool. Alright, cool. It's time to export. So I'm going to go just this low. Export. And in our handy dandy folder system, I'm going to go over here and yeah, go to my UVs. Low. Good to go. Oh, I need to... I was just talking about that. Alright, I'm going to grab everything and then use my the smooth tool. Fantastic. And so now these are no longer hard edges. Awesome. So now I'm going to re-export. Alright, bring out the high. The high now has like all the new name stuff. Let me make sure that the naming convention is right. I think it is. It looks right to me. Alright, cool. Re-export, and then this will be my high. Replace, yes. And remember, UVs do not matter on the high. You do not have to UV the high. So all this garble you see on the UV editing section, don't worry about that when it comes down to the high. Also, you don't need to run the smoothing. Please do not run the smoothing thing. It will crash. It will crash your system if you run that. On yeah, don't run it. All right, cool. So now that I should be good to go on this. I'm gonna hold off and not exit out of Maya completely yet. Let me turn off this. UV only for now. Alright, cool. Alright, so I'm gonna rebake. So now that I have my new high and my new low with the new strap and the new fingerless gloves, I'm gonna go for a rebake. So if you missed the last stream, go into your bake mesh maps on the texture set settings. I'm baking at 4K, however the final result will probably be 2K, but I always bake at a higher resolution. The less garble, the better. I'm gonna go ahead and change this funky song. It's a little too funky for me right now. Alright, cool. So yeah, that's the big one as well. Make sure that it's capitalized L, capitalized H, and by mesh name. So I have everything named for mine. And then I'm gonna go ahead and get my new high poly. So let me go to characters, talk. Okay, UVs, and bring in my high here. Alright, so I have my new, well, okay. First off, I need to bring in my new low. So one of the cool things about Substance now is that you can actually drag and drop a low. So check this out. I'm gonna go to here and open file location. right? And then I can just drag and drop this low, and then it'll ask me to kind of refresh it, right? So, yes. So now I have this section, and that's really the only thing that really changed for the low was me adding that this strap bit right here. So you can see it in the low poly here. All right. It won't make a lot of sense until I bake it. So first off, I'm gonna go ahead and click on this old high poly and then minus it. All right, and I'm gonna grab this new high poly. Okay, everything looks pretty good. Let's check my ambient occlusion. I want to do probably max raise and max curvature raise as well. Position's fine. It's usually good to go. And I only have one material, so that's fine. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and bake. And now we wait. Oh, hold on. Let me just make sure real quick. I think I did, but I'm just going to cancel this operation real quick just to make sure that I have, okay, I said do. Here, I'll get you a better view too. Here's a better view of Talk while he's baking up. Everything should be the same. Okay, cool. Dilation with before diffusion. I'll max that this time, and we'll see what happens. So, if you're doing a test bake, by the way, it's a really good idea to heavily reduce your resolution to like 256 by 256, just to make sure that it's baking properly, and that you have everything in place. I'm gonna bake. Alright, now I need to not do anything so it doesn't crash on me. Because it definitely will. Luckily, my computer's pretty fast. It's just that the conglomeration of streaming plus doing this had me a little worried. There we go. Look at that. Fantastic. That looks pretty dang good, actually. It's a tad pixely, but that's literally no concern when you're like this far away at all times. Not bad. Look at that. This is so low poly too. If you all have seen this, this is like it's goofily low poly. Awesome. I think we're in a good spot. I just need to repaint the this little bolt pieces. Also, the fingers turned out pretty dang good. These are the new fingers that we just baked in. I don't see any of this garble that you usually see between fingers. I actually have a decent distance between them. There's a little bit of stretching here. That's no concern. It's literally, I only be worried about the in-between zones like this. Not too shabby. Alright, we had a solid bake. So, let's get on it. I'm gonna bring in the skin and see if it'll let me. Okay, well, so I need to on my black mask for clothing, I need to use black. So if you press X, you can switch between white and black of being able to mask something in and out. So I'm going to use black. Let's make sure this works. It should be clothing. It is clothing, yes. It's on faces. Okay, my gear. There must be something else happening here, because this should be working. Let's see. I'm Pat. If you ever want to show some stuff, feel free to pop in. I I know it's streaming is a bit odd. Let's see here. Alright, so normally, I actually don't know what's the problem is. Okay, so that's working. For some reason, this side is not working. Oh, I know why. I'm silly. Okay, so if you ever have this problem where something should definitely be masking or not masking, and it's not, it's probably because this is the mirrored side. I don't know why I forgot that. Little factoid, but so check this out. Real quick. So if I open up this low poly, turn off UV and just go to Maya basic. Alright, see this red? The red signifies that that's been mirrored, right? You cannot texture on a mirrored object because it doesn't technically have UV space, right? So let's fix that. You cannot texture here. So yeah, over here. I need to texture on this right hand. That's the reason why it wasn't catching on. Alright, so this should work. Yep, it does. Okay, cool. Alright, let's get these fingers in place. Alright, and see how not all of these have exacts. Like this one's pretty dang close to that edge of where I wanted this. And part of that's because I put in the high poly glove stuff a bit later on. So that's why it's not an exact. Usually I would want it to be an exact. But it is not this time. Let's see if I can find... Here it is. My pen here. Handy dandy pen. Make sure all these are selected. Alright, so instead of doing full blocks, I'm going to just start painting in. And see, what I'm actually doing is unmasking this cloth, the clothings, right, the clothing folder. Aesthetically, what I'm doing is I'm revealing the skin that's under the clothing. I'm unmasking this. And the cool thing about this is I don't have to have symmetry on for this to work on both sides because it's mirrored, right? The mesh is mirrored and the UVs are mirrored as well. And if you want to undo something, you can press X. So X is to like remask, right? It's a swap, kind of like Photoshop has that option. Let's finish off this finger real quick. You can see this white over here on the far right here. That signifies that it's on or off. So black is off, white is on. So right now I went off because I'm unmasking the clothing. I'm actually really excited to get this character voiced. So Talk is our newest racer, and we had a lot of amazing auditions for Talk, for voice acting for him, and yeah, I'm actually going to be going through a lot of the auditions with a professional casting director. So I'm excited about getting that going. I'm actually going to be doing that later today. Talking with a professional casting director from LA to help me go through all the awesome auditions. I was feeling kind of overwhelmed, like, with the amount of people who auditioned, and I was like, okay, this is really cool. But to properly sift through everything and feel like I'm giving everyone a fair chance, I feel like I needed someone who knew their stuff better than I did. I kind of know what I want from the character, have a good idea, so I was able to kind of say what I'm looking for, and I think he has a better ear for, for hearing what will work, and if they have the hardware, and if there's any garble or noise that's in the background, or just the talent in general, right? The talented individuals who applied. So hopefully we'll have a cool video with the finalists, for those who were auditioning publicly anyway. Anyone who DM'd me directly, we will not be doing a video, so I don't want to. Yeah, I want to make sure everyone's comfortable. So. You know, I actually don't know why I added these. I think one of the other shoes had these triple things. I actually think that might have been better on Malboy's, because Malboy had something similar to this shape language. So I might actually end up getting rid of these normals, and just kind of smoothing it out. I don't know if I like that too much. For now, it's fine, but yeah, was there like a version of Talk that had that, or am I just going crazy? Yeah, there wasn't. I think that this was something that I wanted to do in high poly, and just like, I'm gonna do it, and I'm not sure if I like that. Anyway, it's fine for now. Okay. So we see some errors here. We have some ambient occlusion errors happening in the side of the head here. Let me see here. Yes. Okay, so I'm meeting with the casting director today at 2 p.m. Cool. Awesome. So that'll be cool. All right, sweet. Let's get back to Talk. All right, so what else do we need to do? I need to add the gear, was it? Yeah, gear. Let's go ahead and paint this on here. And it is flat, so I need to actually paint the entire circle. If you want to get rid of some of these, this garble on the normal maps and stuff like that, by the way, like it's just a little pixely, right? If you want to soften this pixelation feel, then there is a way to do that. So I actually might do that this stream, where I basically like I soften the normal map, or I blur the normal map more so, and that just kind of that helps nothing be too harsh looking. It really does help quite a bit in all this like pixelated feel. All right, sweet. Alright, so now I need to make sure that the this is working. So I need to undo the green right here. So I need to do like these green squares need to go. Is it the dark green? Oh, it's the base. Okay, so that means that I can just add the tan. Okay, cool. That helps a little bit. Alright, sweet. So, yeah, I'm just getting rid of all these little bits here. So I think that needs to be back in the tan, so I'm just cleaning up the texture work just with some painting. Let's see, so this needs to be green. Bring over the lighting over here, so there we go. Yeah, I think I really am going to simplify some future characters just to make them like really fun shape language, you know, but simple coloration. I think it just, for iteration's sake and stuff, I think it's just good for the game to be able to have more characters sooner. And the more simple I make them, the more characters I have, and really games thrive off their mechanics, right? Like I do want to have good-looking characters, but with boring mechanics and boring gameplay, yeah, the game will not be playable. So I think it's better to have more simple, stylized characters and just have a really fun play. Let's see here. Alright, so I'm gonna get rid of this. Just some obvious little issues happening here. Just cut into this a bit. This is where I merge the this belt with the body. Something that I've seen happen quite a bit in other games, where they'll merge something that will never leave a character to the actual body. It seems like a strange thing to do, but the good thing about it is that it becomes part of the shirt, and so when you're deforming it with animation, it doesn't become a pain in the butt to it doesn't cut into the character's torso all the time. So it saves a lot of time with rigging and animation, just having it part of the whole the body itself. So the main thing separate here is like the actual shoulder armor. Alright, yeah, so we got a lot of little errors here and there that we need to fix up, and we can totally do that. So alright, so real quick for these guys, let's go and do something with these. So fingernails are typically darker and glossier than your typical skin, so let's go into the skin here. Right, and then I'm just gonna add some, let's see here. I'm gonna add a black. Well, I'm gonna add a black mask. And I'm gonna add a paint, and I'm gonna turn off everything but roughness for right now, and I'm just gonna have it be somewhat glossier, right? So like, let's say a say like this for now. See how that looks. I'm gonna add color just so I can see what I'm doing a little bit better. So just for the view itself. See all that little stuff happening right there with the fingers, like the fact that it has like little pixelation feel to it. That'll be fixed here soon. Just go into Photoshop and blur that. So yeah, these fingernails are not going to be gray, just temporarily, so I can see what's happening. Okay. Pretty good. So now, now I can turn off the color and just change the roughness value. So yeah, fingernails are usually glossier than the skin. And then if I do have a color value, they're going to be similar to the skin. Something like that looks pretty good. Alright, so this is my fingernails. Fingernail information. Alright, so I think I'm going to add my skin AO. So check this out. Basically I'm gonna duplicate layers. Call this AO. Compiling code takes way too long. I see. Let's see. Alright, so yeah. Let's add this AO. I'm gonna add a black mask, and I'm gonna add a fill. And on the fill, here, I'm actually gonna grab from the project itself. So yeah, for some silly reason, Substance Painter, the new Substance Painter, always has materials checked. Uncheck that, go to project, bring in your ambient occlusion into your grayscale. This is I don't know why they do that. So I'm gonna bring this darker so you can kind of see what's going on with her. And we'll make this that reddish from the concept art. Here we go. And you can see that it looks like it's flipped. So the ambient occlusion looks quite flipped. Let's go ahead and fix that. You can fix that with levels. And another way you can tell, you can go into your mask. You can see what's happening here, the ambient occlusion. It looks pretty good. There are some issues, obviously, like up here and stuff. But let's go ahead and invert levels. So you can kind of see invert. Now it's looking a lot more like the actual character here. And one thing I probably need to do, I'm gonna go ahead and do, well, I should do now, is I need to move the goggles away from the face. That's gonna be, because I need to actually texture the eyes. So yeah, I think I probably should go ahead and do that before it gets too late. Yeah, that's looking cool. But yeah, let's I think I need to go ahead and do that just so I'm not like accidentally baking the mask and stuff like that. Let's see. So here. Turn on symmetry. And so this is not me trying to explode the mesh. This is just me trying to be able to see the eyes and the face and stuff. So actually, there's a better way to do this. What is this at currently? The translation. Oh. You know what? I'll worry about it later. Let's bring this up. There we go. Alright, cool. So now you can actually see his face. Alright, and then so I shouldn't have to do anything with the high poly, but I could. So like I just want to make sure that you can see what's happening here a little better. And so I can texture the eyes. Okay, is there anything else I need to do? I don't think there's anything else I need to do here. So I'm gonna save this as a separate file just in case I need it later, but I don't think I will. But let's make sure just in case. So I'm gonna go ahead and save scene. This will be in our UV section. Another good reason to have the folders here. Talk. Goggles. Alright. Alright, so now I'm going to export this out and see if this would be good. Talk goggles. Export. I'm going to export this by new low. Let's see how it looks. Alright, I'm drag and drop this new low in here. Alright, that's what I was afraid of. So, it, one issue that happens is that it has no idea what to do with it when I move the goggles up. It just like doesn't know how to handle the transition, the movement. So it basically paints the whole well, this one's worse than I usually see. So gear became everywhere. And also I probably need to do a rebake because as you can see there's a lot of ambient occlusion crap happening here on the face, which is not what I'm looking for. So let's go back. And so on this goggle form, I need to match the high poly. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and match as best I can. This may be a second. Bring the band up. Alright, last bits, then I can actually move on to the, the texturing again. Alright, yeah. Looking like a Viking right now. We should do a rebake. Come on, you can do it. Come on, Maya. Come on, Maya. There's a lot of little AoE fixes we need to do. Some normal Mac fixes, like right here, that's pretty bad. It looks fine from the front, but the side looks pretty awful. So we'll need to fix that too. Okay, so it's going to be dumb every time I try to move this. I need to make sure I optimize this better. So I guess for now I can start like adding the gear to the, let's see here. Yeah, I completely ruined this. Yeah, this texture form. I wonder if I add a fill, if it'll do anything different. No, it's just being really goofy. Okay, that's fine. So what I'm gonna do is get rid of this mask. There we go, and I'm gonna remake the gear. So the gear layer is pretty much everything here. This shoulder armor. And I had these guys, which I, oh, it's mirrored. Oh yeah, and the strap itself. But I might hold off on that one. Alright, how's Maya doing? Oh, Maya. Being a big baby. Delete history. Optimize scene size. Come on, dude. This is ridiculous, Maya. Ridiculous. Here, I'm gonna turn off acceptance for right now while it's being silly. I need as much processing power as I can for this silly Maya. So basically what I'm trying to do is I'm matching the high poly to the low poly on all these different pieces so that I can rebake up here so that it doesn't look like Talk is like struggling. Like his bake looks pretty rough. So let's fix that. I left this one behind. Looking to do one at a time. That's also a no-go. Dang. Just being so slow. It's probably because it's part of a group. So it's really struggling because it's part of a group. I get it. It's just dumb. How are the laps coming along, Pat? The lap stuff. Good. Nice. You're fine, dude. All good. I'm having the least engaging content right now with trying to adjust the high polys to match the low polys in Maya to rebake in Substance Painter. So I'm just like, I thought I might refer to you for a second. I think I'm going to hide everything that's not these. I think it's slowing it down more. Come on, Maya. You can do it. I believe in you. Hey, mama number 2, thank you. We have a new Patreon patron. Thank you so much. My mama number 2. Much appreciated. Absolutely. Did it actually work the first time? Oh my. Heck yeah. Okay, okay, cool. I am now done with the new high poly. I need to re-export this now. Before it crashes on me. Export selection. Hi. Alright, cool. So now I can go back to Substance Painter. Woo woo. Hey, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate the love. Yeah, I'm actually going to be trying to stream in the AM more. Apparently people like to be delinquents and watch streams while they work. So, I'm here to accommodate. I won't tell your boss, I promise. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, really trying to transition this into a full-time thing, being able to do like the whole new podcast thing that I just popped up, and then the new videos, streaming, just all things that can help people. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that makes sense, and I do too, actually. So just like I always want to have something in the background, and then like, you know, watch some like core points and everything. But like I totally get it. And like usually in the evenings when I would typically stream, people are hanging out with their families and getting groceries and going to the gym, or, you know, watching Netflix or something. So I mean, I think this would be more core time to do this, like an actual job. But no, thank you so much. Appreciate the Patreon support. Alright, I can rebake now so that my character doesn't look like they're a Viking with the ambient occlusion being all weird. Whew, this is where things get sketchy. Whatever you bake, you have the potential of crashing. I'm actually gonna turn off Maya now so that it doesn't make things worse. There we go. Hey, look at that. It seems like turn off Maya and jumps forward on my bake. Who knew? Yeah, I would love to have some playtest streams in the future. I think that'll be a lot of fun. And then I'll like purposely edit a compilation of bugs. People love seeing that stuff. Alright. Oh, it's looking a lot better now. Sweet. And what's cool is yeah, it fixed a lot of these baking errors right here. We obviously have some issues here with AO, but we can fix that. So I'm gonna heavily reduce AO. But yeah, I think this is looking pretty cool. Like even with just this this transition between normal skin color and this like reddish AO, I feel like that's looking pretty cool. And it's very symbolic of the actual reference here. So I'm liking that a lot. Okay, and now we can actually like texture the eyes too, so that's another good thing. We'll do something similar to the gloves here. And see, the gloves actually have their own unique gradients. We can definitely abide by that. It's not too hard to do. Yeah. Hey, did you see that newest podcast that I just did? Like my first podcast for voice acting. That was fun. I'm gonna have some more game developers on the on future podcast stuff too. I think that'll be cool. I hope people like that kind of content. Alright, so I need to make some rubber. Let's do that. So I have base here, but I need to have like actual rubber for the shoes. So let's do that. Let's do rubber. And this is the only thing that's rubber on this character, I think. Yes, it is. But it could be similar to the strap, like right here. Like it's a similar color as well for the strap. So call this rubber. So rubber is going to, at least for right now, I'm going to turn off everything but the color and rough. Yeah, that was fun. I'm gonna make this a black mask and then a paint. Yeah. You know, the kind of learning that I had gone through was, for one, quite expensive, and two, it took forever to finish. And so I really think it's, I really do want to help people that don't want to go the traditional route of schooling. I will, you know, totally say, hey, this is where I went to school at, because I do think I got a lot of value from it. However, I think that not everyone wants to spend $100,000 on education. And so they might, you know, networking is important though. Like, in fact, you know, Patrick, the engineer on the project that's with me currently, you know, a lot of people graduated from the U. And, but yeah, I think that I would love to just help where I can. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully we'll have some cool playtests here soon, and yeah, it should be a lot of fun. All right, come on, rubber, we can do this. Oh, that's because it's mirrored. Silly me. keep on forgetting that if I have mirror geometry, that it will not allow me to texture on it. There we go. Oh yeah, tan's above, so I can just do this. Sweet. All right, so a little bit of fixing to do, but overall, pretty good. Right here is kind of pushing past that lip. Yeah, networking is seriously good for sure. Yeah, it's can never undervalue networking. In fact, like even now, I'll still want to go to like gaming events and really show off the game and just meet people and stuff like that. You never know who you're gonna meet and you know who you want to work with in the future as well. Like that's important. So showing faces is cool, and but yeah, like I will never undervalue the value itself of online education as well. So a lot of what I learned was from online, but I also spent a lot of money on that too. So yeah, there's a lot to it. I think I have like over $2,000 worth of Udemy tutorials, and like maybe more. Just stuff I was learning outside of school. For game design and character plot. Trying to show options, you are great examples. Oh, I know. It really is. So yeah, I actually talked. Yeah, I talked to him. Yeah, it was cool being able to talk to him. Just trying to yeah, trying to coach with some support. I talked to him. I don't need to choose color, I can just pick a color. Woo! There we go. Dark purple. A little darker than that. A little less saturated than that. That feels good. Yeah. But yeah, I had some recommendations for him that are a little. It's kind of some suggestions that I knew about of like, okay, I think that maybe if you do have interest in programming, you'll likely have a lot more opportunities if you can do a little bit of both with, like, for instance, tech art. If you can do a little bit of art and a little bit of programming, then you're in a really good spot to have a lot more opportunities. So I don't program at all. I can't. As far as I can tell, I can't. and so I'm kind of limited in that sense of just I can do art stuff, and but it seems like he has a knack for both, and yeah. So I really hope that I think tech art is probably a good solution for someone who likes visuals but also can program and does do drawing and everything like that. So anyway, I let him know all that stuff and sent him a lot of links for Discord channels and all that kind of stuff. So I do hope that they do well. Yeah, games are exciting, but they're also extremely competitive. So the more the merrier. As far as like the more knowledge you know, the more you can glean. That's green up there. I'm gonna make this green. This tan needs to go away. There we go. We're getting there. Happy to help. Happy to help. I think games are just so gray area. It's not usually like a very standard way of like getting into games for the most part. There's just so many things you can do with them, and like how you get started, it's atypical. Dark green, there it is. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, pretty much if you like, and I think that's what really helps people who already are networked. That's what the power of networking, right? Is if you already know the optimal way of doing something, and you are connected, or like, you know, like, I don't know, it really does help if you have someone that you know that already has done it or is doing it, and they can really help guide with kind of like just some wisdom on what to do next. And you know, it's hard when you're trying to just figure it out all by yourself. Like, I remember navigating college for me was so difficult, and I switched my major so many times. And that's pretty typical. I think it's very typical to change your major. I was like a business major for a while, but they also didn't really have what the programs that I was seeking back in Florida, which is a big reason why I wanted to leave. They didn't really have what I needed. But, you know, not everyone can leave their place, and so if they don't have the resources, then maybe I could help them. That's where online resources really shine, is where you're in a situation where you can't really go somewhere else, and but you really want to learn this thing. But even back in Florida, I didn't really know about online courses too much, actually. So that was its own kind of dealio, but I think that probably would have helped me get started sooner. Whoop. Some fun stuff coming up. So yeah, I'll be working with casting director today to try to figure out the voice actor or voice actress for Talk. We're just going to go through all of the auditions today, and hopefully have it set to the top 10 finalists and stuff like that. And we'll contact the finalists and ask them if they're okay to be on a finalist video. And anyone who obviously does not get Talk, we want to give a shout out to for getting to that far, and like, show them some love. on the description and everything and on the video. 'Cause it's not really about fully the winner. It's just like, I think it's good to show recognition and give visibility to other people as well. But yeah, we'll be doing that this week, which I'm excited about. And I'll be on a podcast actually soon for indie dev stuff. And I know Pat's helping work on the lab system and checkpoint system. So when we get the gameplay loop going and everything, and I can be on a few other podcasts to like. But yeah, a lot of people, before they do allow you on their podcast, they want to see, they want to be able to play the game, full-fledged gameplay stuff. So we're trying to get to that point where it's something really cool to show. Oh, this button's kind of tucked up here. What you doing? Hey, it's my girl. Check it out. Hi, girl. What you doing? My kitty cat Tofu. What you doing? You being good? You being good? Yeah, you are. What is that? That kind of stinks, huh? That's kind of weird. A candle. Do you feel... Let's see. What is that? Do you feel that VR and augmented reality games will take over the game professions? Augmented reality games? So I just made an augmented reality game, Zombies Noir. If you're talking about like AI stuff, the new AI stuff that's been happening, I don't think it will. I know a lot of people have that concern, but yeah, I guess I'm just like, I think it'll be alright. I'm gonna try to rebake this real quick. So yeah, I don't think AI is going to take over jobs. I think it for me anyway. I think it's helpful to see that it is it helps expand kind of like creativity, because you can kind of see what could be, and I think it will really help like, for instance, I think it could be really awesome backgrounds. I think it will make a lot of artists really like see what else is possible other than in their mind, I guess, if that makes sense. I'm not too worried that it'll like take over, and I think the big reason is because like a lot of clients are picky. and so they wanted this exact certain thing, and I don't feel like AI is there yet. I do understand that, you know, it will get better over time and all that stuff. So I think it's more going to be a like a lot of automation stuff. I think AI probably will change the industry, but I don't think it will replace people. That's my, you know, 2 cents on it, give or take. Just like scan data. People work with like scan data, like scanning environments and scanning people, and I do think that it will affect like the kind of jobs that are out there, but it'll just create different jobs. There's a lot of garble happening right in the face. It's the mouth. If I remember right, there's a certain way to like do. Let me see here. There's a certain way to fix normals like this. I'll worry about this later. Yeah, I'll worry about this later. There's a certain way I can like just like clean up the normals like this that are being choppy like this. Easier. So continuously learning to keep up, just like programming makes sense as a web developer. Yeah, I think anything in the tech space is going to be like that, where if you aren't constantly learning, you're going to fall behind. It really is just that cut and dry. It's part of the reason why they pay so much as well. Right, if you're like a programmer, you're probably going to be like, for most companies anyway, 80K to 6 figures nowadays. You know, because you're constantly have to learn, and a lot of jobs can be hands off, and so like that creates more demand, and it's just more difficult to stay competitive. So you can compensate it effectively because of that. Alright, so I'm gonna make these yellow. Improvising. Where'd you go? There you are. My pen keeps eluding me. Oh, I just realized that it's only been my face for a minute there. There we go. Fixed. Just realized it was just my face, and I was not showing my screen. All right. Let's get. This dark green, let's go ahead and do an AO path for this. So I'm going to duplicate layers. that AO is always going to be a darker form of the color. So this is my dark green. Which includes my shirt and a few other elements. So let's grab these. Purple. I'm trying to grab like the exact right color because it's a bit scattered. Try to grab one of these. There we go. Maybe not that. There we go. Let's see how this looks. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and black mask. Add a fill. Go to a project. Alright, and for some reason AO is always like flipped, so you need to bring in levels and invert. Yeah. It's like look at my mask and kind of see what's happening here. Okay, either increase or decrease. I'm gonna have it be light. I really want to. I want AO to be not a big deal here. Something like that. Yeah, I want AO to be kind of softer, and then I'll have a gradient for stuff. So I can add a gradient. Like a light pass. So I think I had that setup going here. If I remember right, I had a screenshot of a specific setup that I liked. Yes. Okay, so yeah, AO was overlay 70. That's right. Let's try overlay. I can just type it in. At 70. Then the lighter form before was divide at 80. All right, cool. So I'm gonna make a new one with light. Yeah, lighter, and then the black mask, and I'll do just have the divide function. Divide. Let's go and add a black mask. And a paint. All right, so first off, clothing is not this glossy, so I can reduce this. I think the base should be significantly less rough, or like, let's see here, more rough. See, for right now, maybe that'll be good. Let's keep it at just 0.5 for now. And I might adjust this later. Yeah, it's a lot more like clothing. So I'll do the same with tan. I'll add a roughness value of 0.5. Just so it looks like actual cloth and not like glossy. More so anyway. Alright, let me go back to my light value here, lighter paint. And let's see how this looks. I start painting on so I think I'll probably add a blur to it. So I think I'll just like, I can start painting on and then I can add a blur. So you know, this kind of area is where I'm wanting to expose it at. The lighter zones. And I may not keep this here. This is mostly for skin when I do these lighter bits, but I just want to see how this looks with a just kind of blocking out the lighter areas like this and this. So yeah, I may not keep this. We'll see. Alright, so these are the lighter chunks, right? And then I can add a nice blur. So add a filter, blur. Just blur the crap out of it like that. And then I might reduce it even more. But yeah, this is mostly good for skin. So yeah, a lot of these things. I think 17 looks okay. I'll keep this for now. And then see if I can add a gradient here. And also these little highlights in the hair, I can totally do that with that same method. Let's start. See if I can add a fill. .3D linear gradient. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. 3D linear gradient. All right, and so let's see what it actually is doing. See, this is the full gradient, and so I don't want to do a large gradient like throughout the entire character just yet. I want to do gradients within like certain areas, like for instance, like the shirt. Yeah, like the socks areas. So like, let's see what it looks like right now. We can add an overlay maybe. not showing. I'll do multiply for right now. I think that might show better. Let me do this darker color. That's a little too zen for me at the moment. Alright, I'm looking at my mask real fast. I want to find out where it's going. Okay, so right now it's up there. So I want to do an invert. So balance helps me move where it is on the body. And contrast allows me to kind of how soft or hard do I want it to be. So let's see what that looks like. See, I like that quite a bit. That's a cool gradient. Because you're really pulling in from this top to this bottom part right here. So like it goes really sharp, or do I want it to be kind of softer like this? Yeah, it's a cool gradient. Alright, so I'm going to duplicate this. Actually, can I duplicate just the gradient? Let's see if I can just duplicate the gradient. Okay, yeah, I can't. So it needs to be a complete duplication. So I'll do this like shirt gradient. Duplicate that. And then go into my gradient, and then I'm gonna invert, because this top area is also having that. I'm just playing around with some stuff right now and kind of seeing what we can come up with. Alright, cool. The cool thing about gradients is it uses position. So like it has like actual position in the space, which is awesome. Something like that. So yeah, it's kind of like a gradient up top and at the bottom and on the sleeves. So I'll see if I can get a gradient on the sleeves next. So I'm gonna go ahead and duplicate this again. This will be the sleeves. See what I can do here. Can I gradient the sleeves? I should be able to rotate the position. I'm pretty sure I can. Will it let me rotate the position? It should let me. Let's see. Let's see if it'll let me. If I go to mask and kind of see what's going on a little bit better. see here. Position. Okay, so that's kind of tricky. I can't just like rotate position as far as I can tell. Maybe it'll let me. I just gotta figure out how to do that. Let's see, rotating position. How can I do that? Oh, I see we got some trolls. Let me take care of that. There we go. Yeah, I got the spammer. That's frustrating. I got him. Thank you. Position map. Sweet, it does have a position map. Okay, cool. I now know how to do the gradients. Heck yeah. Alright, check this out. I think I figured it out. So we'll go from purple, this color, to this color. Let's see if this works. Mask. Yes, it works. Perfecto. All right. That was pure improvising. Trying to figure out this part of it. I think this will work. Yes, it did. Heck yeah. And so for this kind of stuff, I can actually paint and block out it going on the shirt here like that. So like I can add a paint here, and I should be able to just get rid of the gradient on the, so it's not too dark, right? Because I don't want to add double gradients on the skin, on the shirt here. I'm glad that worked. That's cool. Alright, cool. So now I can do the same thing on the opposite side. So I'm going to duplicate once more. If I invert it into the opposite like this. So I'm going to do position again. Let's see what it's got. I should understand this too. Sweet. For some reason it's not working. I'm going to try to do position only on the sleeve here. So I'm going to start here and end here. See what it does now. That should work. Yeah, I did. Okay, sweet. All right. See how that looks? It's definitely too dark. Okay, it's pretty faded on this side, so I need to make sure it's not too harsh on this side. So let's see here. There we go. Sweet, we got some sweet gradients. Woo, woo, woo. And it looks pretty dang cool. Let me go on here real quick just to make sure that I've deleted everything. I did, okay. Cool. Alright, and the last thing, I want to add a blur. Fill, not fill. Filter, blur. See what it's doing. Alright, cool. So I can do the same kind of thing on the tan here. Let's see how that looks. So I'm going to use this sleeve right here because it's similar to here. So I'm going to use duplicate layers. Scroll down to tan. I'm gonna bring it up here. Mask. Let's turn that off for right now. I'm only trying to get this side. I'm gonna invert. Try to get that darker feel here. Gradients are pretty cool. I have a wider contrast because it's kind of a faded out here. There we go. I like that feel. I'm just getting the other glove because the other glove is mirrored, which is awesome. Check that out. That looks cool. Yeah, it's fun. Alright, so this is going to be not exactly dark. I mean, it is actually pretty close to this dark purple still. But I'm going to make it a little bit more tan, I guess. Just grab this color. That was pretty close. Alright, so yeah, it's a little bit too subtle, so I'm going to change that a little bit. Soft contrast, almost like zero contrast here, so it's really faded. Adjusting the balance. Reduced to maybe like 80-ish right there. Cool. Alright, so I need to redo some of the gradient stuff on the pants, but the gloves are looking pretty good. Yeah, I'm liking the way the gloves are currently. Pretty cool. Yeah, definitely too much on the pants. So I'm going to go here, then X. Oh, that's on. Went off. There we go. Looks like we might have some gameplay here in a minute with Pat. I'm excited. Alright, let me get some more of that gradient. Good old gradient. I'm gonna duplicate this, and then of course I'm gonna change my starting end position. So I'm gonna turn on my position again, and this time I'm going to have it be here. So green at top, that kind of purple at the bottom. So now it should be like a normal gradient again. All right, let's see what it's looking like right now. So I'm going to delete this paint, and then I'll add another paint if I want to, but not right now. So let's adjust it. So we're here trying to just get this top of the pants real quick. So I'm going to invert it. I'm going to be soft, a little bit higher. Something probably like this. Definitely some more. So something like this here. And of course I'm going to get rid of the gloves. That's way too dark for gloves. do there. Oh, it's cool. Alright, and then so like last time, bring a paint and get rid of all the extra stuff so we don't want it on the gloves here. So I'm gonna, there we go. This is looking way too dark. There we go, now it's looking pretty cool. Some cool gradient stuff going on. Awesome. How's it going over there, Pat? You may hear me twice if I talk to you directly on Discord. Unless you mute me on YouTube. Okay, cool. Hey. What you got? You been working on a few things? I'll turn down my music a little bit.
Okay. Is that working?
Yeah, hey man.
Alright, yeah, so I have like the checkpoint lap stuff.
Okay.
But what I figured could be fun to show is that it's like, hey, it's not like, you know, a polished visually whatever thing, but I figured, hey, why not show how like good ways to, you know, try and test that kind of stuff.
Totally, yeah.
Without having, you know, UI and whatever. So
Yeah, let's that sounds cool.
So do you want me to share screen with you?
Yep. Sounds good.
Right.
All right. Let's see here. Let me pop the screen out. Pop screen out. Sweet, yeah, awesome.
Cool. Yeah, so want me to like run you through it first before it goes onto the stream? Or...
Yeah. Oh, I mean, sure, you can. Let me bring it over here real quick. Yeah, you wanna run it through me?
Yeah, so basically all this really is just like there's the under the hood stuff or whatever, but basically it's like, okay, cool. The checkpoints, when you move through them, you see how the next one is blue.
Yeah.
So basically, without having UI or anything to show, you can see what's next. You can just simply have a thing that just damages you, so you can test the respawning. You know, if that is like respawning you at the correct location. Here, we keep going. Then here, as you can see, they update, and here you see how, like in some tracks in like Mario Kart, they'll have multiple pathways, right?
Uh-huh.
So I made it so that basically you can have multiple checkpoints with the same ID, so that I can go through this one and still continue the race like normal, and go through, or I can choose the other one. Still be perfectly fine. So of course that's a very silly alternate path. But more so it's like, okay, cool, the principle's there so that if we want to make a level with it, we know we have it.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah,
so
I was
basically super quick white box testing of the system.
Okay, that's sweet. Yeah. Let me bring this up on here. Yeah, that's awesome. Let's see. Okay, cool. You are up, sir. Yeah, that sounded really cool. Is there a way to is there like a kill plane to like test the checkpoints?
So that's what I did by walking over this thing that killed me and it
Oh,
respawned.
oh. Okay, okay. Yeah. Can you show me again? I want to see on the stream. Show on the stream.
Yeah, so I go through this checkpoint, you see it changes color, that one becomes blue, I go onto here, it does a counter. Of course the character's not disappearing, which needs to be fixed,
Mm.
but the respawning happens and boom, I'm back here. And I can, for example, see, okay, if I go through this checkpoint, then when I die it should appear there.
That's cool. Oh, did it?
Now I'll do another lap. No, not tight enough to drift. I'll go on this side. Make sure that it doesn't work. It does work. And I appear on this one. Cool, so that means we can have branching paths so that we can have like, you know, the high ground, the low ground, things that like Mario Kart like games enjoy having.
Right, right. Okay. Sweet. Yeah, because that'll be good. And so it just understands that the alternative path is still like that number of checkpoint. It's like a duplicate, but like in its own side kind of thing.
Yeah. And we
Yeah.
also don't have to worry about you know how previously you had to like link checkpoints together?
Mm-hmm.
Now you no longer need to because the way that it's working is that if you click on it, you can see the checkpoint index, and that's all you set. And the game automatically collects them all and goes, okay, number 5 is the highest index, so that's when it loops. And so it says, okay, you're at checkpoint 0, so that means your next checkpoint is 1. And so it won't accept any other checkpoints than checkpoint 1. So on and so forth until you get here. It will only accept checkpoint 4, but both of these are checkpoint 4. And then this checkpoint 5 is perfectly fine with them because they're both 4.
Okay.
Also, you see within them these player starts. So each of them now have these things, and what it does whenever it spawns a player is it checks to see if there's people nearby this spot, or if someone's already been recently spawned in one of those. So that way, these checkpoints, if we have multiple people respawning, they don't like land on top of each other or that kind of stuff.
Okay. And it's very unlikely that 4 players will die at the exact same time. so
Yeah.
it shouldn't get overloaded.
Yeah. So it's pretty much at the cap of that. So.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
And now I need to make the UI show the fact that you changed the lap.
Do you think for some future checkpoint stuff we'd be able to do that idea just to test it of like where you spawn a bit higher up and when you land you kind of like do like a slam down land?
Yeah, because what I could do is make it so that I'll need to make the effect. I can make them spawn with an effect like that. Is
Okay.
that what you're thinking, right?
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, kind of just like coming from above a little bit. And so instead of doing like the typical like Mario Kart, you're invincible for a short time, it could be like when you land, you kind of like, I guess, knock people away from you or something like that. Like it's kind of like a, yeah. So that way, like, yeah, you can almost like be an obstacle for a short time.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is cool. Like the main thing is functionality, and I think that could be a fun addition later on.
Yeah, and that's what I'm going to keep trying and doing is just say, hey, just make a white box version of it, not worry about the polish. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's my biggest problem is worrying about polish too soon.
Yeah.
When it's just like, you know, having the checkpoints change color like this to let you know which one's next is perfectly fine for right now.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like it's kind of like the whole idea that they had back at EAE, where you have the like playground, right? It was kind of like
Yeah.
like that whole thing. That was so smart, just like creating a playground with all the different things that could happen in the game, and
Mhm.
mechanics, and then building around that. You know, um, I even liked having when they had in the playground like the measuring stuff where you can kind of like see how far away you hit something and to make sure it works and stuff like that.
So yeah, I think
Um,
that'd be great to also like have for the carts to test like their turns, how fast do they accelerate, those kind of things.
yeah, totally. There was a starting of a playground that we were making. One of the maps that has like the ramps and stuff like that, the multi different ramps, just to see what the carts could do. And I'm assuming that probably
Yeah,
has changed now because you changed the physics and stuff. So like, we probably should stress test the physics on like the ramps and that kind of stuff.
for sure, for sure.
um,
Yeah, we can build this out as a gym kind of thing. Cause like this is what the spot's kind of working at right here.
Checkpoint
Right? So
playground.
we have, yep. So this can just keep being expanded with other things.
That's cool. Yeah, so like when we like create like more CC and like other kind of abilities, it'd be really cool to just like have a test, like maybe like test dummy like that blow up and then they respawn themselves as well. That could be fun. Um,
Yeah,
just something very simple like a block that just like has health and it explodes and then, or just little block enemies that can be knocked away and or even they could even just be a non-player character vehicle or whatever, that's just hanging out and you're able to knock it around and see how effective your abilities are and stuff. Um,
yeah.
yeah.
I think that would be good to make because I think that would help me with this building up the systems. Is if I had a good test bed to just do them in.
Mm-hmm. Plus, I think it'd be really funny just to watch on like streams and stuff like that, and as well just to like, yeah, this is what this character, this is what this mechanic does, kind of thing, you know,
Yeah,
like check this out, and then just like explode the character or something. It's kind of fun to watch.
yeah.
Cool. Yeah, this is fun. Yeah, that was really smooth. Were you air strafing there?
No, what happened there was the reason why I had some extra air was just due to the fact that I did my hop right on the ramp.
Oh, okay.
You're able to like rotate your body when you're in the air right now.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was wondering about because it looked like you're basically like curving, rewriting yourself in air like that, which is pretty cool. Um, yeah, I think I wonder because you can do that in Rocket League. I'm pretty sure, where you can just adjust things um, in midair. But I think that's like a certain button that does that. I'm not sure how that works exactly. Um,
Hmm.
a lot of people like the Rocket League physics or like the Mario Kart physics just for simplification's sake. But
Yep.
I
Arcade
guess
physics.
yeah, but then again, Mario Kart doesn't allow for like knockaway physics. It's just like knock up and then fall back down kind of thing. So,
Yeah, versus for us, we want knockaway physics.
mm-hmm.
Granted, we could, in terms of simplicity, right, we could make it so that the knockaway physics that are done are more similar to how like Mario Kart does the up and down thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where it's a bit more like directly interpolated versus them actually like physically like forces and such. Um, is that way we could potentially it could be interesting to have like for example if you're Malaboy right and you're hitting someone here
Mm-hmm.
and let's say that's a ledge out there and it hits um the actual like direct physics or whatever thingy might be slightly off or whatever, but we could just say hey it launches them 500 and then we can have the ability to figure out how to move them on the track in the way that is appropriate so that that way if we have like curved tracks that are maybe like slanted like this a little bit
Yeah,
um, that those knockup things will still work
I can.
versus just like slamming them to the wall,
Yeah, okay, I see that.
like down. Because if it's like if the floor is kind of up to your left and you hit them to the left, they just kind of stay still.
Yeah, I can see that being kind of annoying. Okay, yeah, that'd be
And if
cool.
you don't have too steep of like sides, then that wouldn't be an issue.
Mm.
Yeah,
It's funny. It still looks like the wheels are floating a little bit off the ground. Is that the collider just bigger than the wheels?
it's like a constant like battle.
Oh, really?
Make him hit the right height. Yeah. So I'll try and make, because you see how like he went in and then he didn't.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm like the springiness is like nope.
Oh, okay. So the springiness is fighting against you, where you're like, you don't want to like clip into the floor too much, but also it's kind of floating.
Yeah, because like, something like whenever I land, you can see it clip into the floor.
Mm-hmm. So there should probably be some kind of thing where the wheel position moves with the land.
So the only issue with that though is like if you look at Malfoy's back wheel,
Mm-hmm.
how does that visually look? Because his wheel is not attached to his
Oh, right, because of the exhaust pipe thing.
yeah, and so
Hmm.
the
I
main
see.
issue with like making the wheels dynamically move is that for like Bucky, because
Yeah.
Bucky's wheels don't have that issue, and so they can kind of go up and down
Mm-hmm.
once it appears. But yeah, these ones can like go up and down and it'll look pretty okay.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, with Malfoy, if like this goes up, that'll just look kind of like, obviously you won't go that high, but even if it's like this or this.
Yeah, I could see that. I wonder if it would have been better than to like socket that outside thing, that outside mesh.
If
Like,
that mesh could honestly be attached to the wheel, like a part of the wheel mesh, that would actually be great.
is there a way to do that without it spinning and stuff though? Like it's as well kind of thing. Like it's the wheel itself spins, but the
Oh, I guess if we make the hard part too is making the animation fit.
mm-hmm. Well, I guess what looks better? Does it look better for the wheels to clip into the ground, or does it look better for the wheels to pop up even if the exhaust pipe doesn't?
I think that it probably will look better. I think like slightly clipping, versus floating, I think is better. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I think yeah, I think. Oh, never mind, wrong thing. Um, yeah, I think like because like if it's like this much, clipping, no one really cares.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think, but like once you start seeing that, yeah, people start noticing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably like allow like this much of the clipping because like for like bumps or whatever.
Yeah.
They'll also only do that for a very short time. And I can maybe also make it to where yeah, that's gonna be a
Hmm.
isn't like a little thing around. But luckily it's like a pretty minor.
Yeah, I wonder how they do it with Mario Kart. Like, is if that like bounces or that kind of stuff. I'll have to look into that. But yeah, I think it's okay for now. I mean, yeah, like I think that was good. Yeah, as long as the tires don't float, we're like it's like casting its own unique shadow that looks like it's you can tell it's like not on the ground. Um, that'll be. Well, that's cool how it adjusted the chassis like that. That's really fun. It really made it look like it was like hitting. Yeah, that looks way good.
Non-player things are not properly responding to things. I need to like have an AI controller for them.
Hmm. But the
Um,
the vehicle itself looks pretty dope though. Like the way that the chassis is moving when you hit it. Like,
mhm.
is that a react or is that just physics?
That's physics.
That's physics.
A lot of work on the physics to make it be nice like that, but yeah.
Yeah, no, that's cool. So if we're able to have, oh the did I send you the Bucky reacts from Gogan?
Lucky, like hit reacts.
Hit reacts, yeah.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
The
that.
reason why this guy isn't doing any reactions is just because he has no brain.
Oh
That
dang.
makes sense. He has no brain. He's just a vehicle.
Okay, okay, yeah, okay. Little no brain NPC. Okay, so with the with physics plus the reacts, that's gonna look really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Yeah, I think even something like this would really showcase, like, when the characters are ready themselves and the physics is ready, this little bitty level could show what we're trying to do. Like this little like playground area.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, like we don't have level design just yet, but check out like the way it drives and the way you can fight each other and stuff.
Yeah.
And that will really showcase what this game's about, you know. So, um, so yeah, I think once we have like we could have a little race loop with this little test area, and yeah, and then once we have all the characters ready to go, then that'd be cool. Yeah. I don't think we have a whole lot of mechanics left for the three current characters. I think we might have to adjust some of the stuff for Revanera, since we just need to make her more fun to play. But yeah, I think that's where this is a really cool thing. I think this simplifies things a lot, just having this little zone like this. So I actually kind of felt it like testing on that like castle track. The castle track is just so big, it's just not. It just takes a while to test appropriately. So I think this is a lot better.
Yeah, and we can have a lot more control of like being like, okay, let's see how ramps work now instead of using the Bowser map.
So maybe on like the next build, we could just do this one and just have like 3, 2, 1, go, and then the 3 laps kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're cool with that, then that would be cool.
Yeah.
Also, I need to figure out if there's any animations that we're missing still, because I can make some. I can make some like, you know, I guess. I guess I can make some basic animations that can fill in the gaps while we're waiting for animation to come in. So like, I know like we have like a win and loss states, that kind of stuff. And of course, for it to feel extra gamey, we'll need to have the results at the end of the thing, or at least the win state. But yeah, that'll be cool, because we'll need to figure out how to balance like kills to actual racing kind of stuff. You know. Like what's the sweet spot, you know? Is it like 3 kills will get you enough points to like level up 1 in the race, or you know, is it all relative? Do assists actually help you as well, like in that standpoint? Because yeah, if it's all points based, then it could be really cool to have like who was actually first place, and then who, like, which team got first place. But of course the team would be mostly yeah, anyway.
Could be a fun idea with it. What if, you know how in Smash, like the common mode people like is like the stocks mode? You have like 3 lives.
Stocks.
What if it's
yeah.
What if it's something like that, where or like, you know, as one of the potential things to try, of have it be like, let's say each player has 5 lives, right? And you're trying to complete the race. So if you lose all 5 lives, or you complete the race, you don't complete the race. And I don't know, that could give like an interesting like incentive of like, okay, how much time do I spend trying to like take out the other players? Because like 5 lives is a decent amount, especially for like a 3-lap map. And so it's the kind of thing where you'd have to like both be racing and try and knock people out, because if you spend all your time just trying to knock people out, then someone else will win the race. Just another one.
I can see that. Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. I think we should just figure out, like, because I mean, it could just be if you destroy someone and they just keep on respawning. But yeah, maybe. Do you think there should be a cap of like how many times you can die in a race before you just like you're done? or like,
what if,
yeah.
you know how like you have like a time, right, for like how long it took you to complete the race?
Yes. Yeah.
But if it's like so you do that, but then let's say every death adds 5 seconds to your completion time, like after everything, right?
Oh, I see.
So it's like at the results screen, it's like, okay, cool, here's where like people place, and then it can have like a little animation to show like applying the KDA now, then get the final results.
I can see that. We could try that. Kind of. I would say psychologically, for players, it's always better to gain than to lose.
Yeah, that's true.
That doesn't. But that's, like Mario Party, you lose coins, right? And so it's not like. I mean, that is also frustrating. So it is kind of a, like, should we just be like, okay, this is your race points, okay, and then you're adding your kill points, kind of thing.
Yeah, that could be it too.
Because
like every adds, like, reduces time from your completion time or something.
That could be a way to do it. And then to speed up certain things, we could have it to be like, okay, once first place makes it through the race, if you're just so far behind that you can't, like, you need to, like, actually be able to finish the race within, like, this amount of time, or you just explode and it goes to the next race. And that could be seen as an incomplete or, like, whatever, which would be its own, like, points thing. But then that might be really frustrating too. So it's maybe we should allow people to finish the race. We'll have to figure that kind of thing out too. But
yeah, kind of thing we're probably only gonna figure out by playtesting.
Exactly, yeah. So
pick the players' brains.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for having me on the call on the stream.
Yeah, man. Yeah, thanks for showing what you're working on. That's really cool, and I think that's a really cool, like, thing to do, and, like, it really, like, isolates, like, what you're working on, and, like, how we can proceed, I guess, with testing. So that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, Pat.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna head out and eat some food.
Yeah, I'll be doing that soon too. All right, man. Have a good one.
See you. Bye.
See ya. Okay, so the socks got really dark, and I think that's because of the gradients up on the dark green. Alright, so what I need to do is undo all these. So I go on the paint layer, and then I just undo all these gradients down at the bottom. Okay, this is the one that's bothering it. So I'm gonna add a paint layer. Let's get rid of that. That one's not affecting it at all. That's fine. It's probably the collar one. Alright, so I want to add a light gradient to these socks. Let's see here. So I'm going to duplicate. Yeah, that was top here. So let's go to mask. I want to do an invert. And then change my balance to the socks. There we go. That was pretty cool. try point 0.88. .885. There we go. That was good. Go ahead and save out before it crashes on me. Alright, these gradients looking pretty cool. I need to match this color a little bit better, so I'm gonna go back to the close. This dark green. I'm gonna soften these gradients. I think that's probably what the problem is. I think I just need to like reduce them. All right, so we have this sleeve. Go to let's give it 60. This green just feels like a lot brighter green. Like it's like a, maybe like a little bit more like a. There we go, like that. You know, with like the better color, the overlay looks fine. Being like the higher amount. Yeah, I just wasn't looking good before. All right, let's go back to tan. Oh, let's get this these shoes gradiated. So I'm gonna do one of these. I'm gonna duplicate this. Let's bring it down. Mask. Pretty cool. I like his feel. Looks pretty good. Alright, this definitely needs to go. So let's get rid of all the stuff that's not these shoes. Alright, I'll add a skin gradient too. I need to add some hair gradients as well, so let's get it. But really with the hair, I can just do some false gradients. I'll see what I can do here. Let's do 0.35. So definitely some fixes we need to do over here with this AO stuff, but for right now I can. So what I'm thinking I can do is I'll make I'll add a duplicate. Call this. I'll have like a false AO. So this would be like AO gradient. So this is a different kind of gradient. I'll have this color. Pick it from this. There we go. I'll black mask. I'll add a paint. All right, here I'm just have these tips, ping the tips here. And I'll show you why in a second. how spirally these were. So most of these are fine. There's a few spirals that I don't like, and that's because I had tries. I had a few tries on these. Most of them are fine, but yeah. And bring out my 2D and 3D here. So this is just like trying to get these gradients started for this. Then we'll just add a blur, basically. A little bit of a spoiler. So now I'm just kind of softening these. Go ahead and add. Alright, so now I'm going to add the blur. I think I've gotten all of them. Let me get rid of that little spot. Make sure I have all the hair. This one's a little bit more. There we go. Alright, cool. All right, so now check this out. Filter. Just like that. Did I have a Splatoon on here? I think I did. I should definitely add a Splatoon on here. 1 second. Yeah, I think Splatoon is probably the closest thing to my style that we have going on here. Probably. Let's go ahead and drag these guys in here. So yeah, we'll do like simple eyes stuff. So it looks like there's like a rim, there's the circle. There's the color. So, okay. Just doing some taps here to make it feel a little bit better. I think I'm gonna add an actual AO here with the same color. Yeah, looking cool. fix his mouth. Go ahead and add a eye thing so he doesn't look like a crazy person. On a folder. Hey, eyes. Alright, so what do we have here? So we have the full eyes, so we'll have just eyes. And the eyes are pretty dang glossy. And we will fix that, like, that choppy look we have going on, for sure. Get these eyes in here. Alright, so let's go with another one. This will be our color. Let's do a blue, I think, would be. Paint. Alright, so here I can actually just draw these, and then the black can just be the middle. This totally works. Add another fill. Eye in. Black mask. Paint. This is just a way to do it. You can totally do it freehand, stroke, stuff like that too, for sure. It's just how I'm doing it for right now. You can totally just draw in here. I'm gonna keep it pretty harsh, like they do, like they have it. It's more like bug-eyed than I wanted him to be. It looks fine, but yeah. Kind of a thing. I think it looks good. Alright, and then there's the outer rim here. This outer rim, that's pretty subtle. Presets, brushes. I'm gonna go for a hard brush, basic hard. Let's see if I can get what I need from it. Okay, perfect. less. A little bit more. Fantastic. Okay. And this blue. Too big. Make sure it works. I'm gonna do this here. I feel like this might be a little bit easier. And see this AO? I will not be keeping this AO. Yeah, streaming early. Let me do 7.3 maybe. Come on. 7.5. There we go. Try this. Perfect. That's what I'm looking for. Nice and clean. Alright, cool. So now let's make the back color, which is just a darker, more saturated version of the foreground colors like this. So let's go for another one. Black mask, add a paint, and for this, so same thing. I'm gonna grab this base color. I'm just gonna bring it down and to the right, like this. All right, and then so similar to what we were doing here, I'm gonna do say 7.5. I'm gonna do 7.7 maybe. Pretty close. I think a little bit more. 7.9. So it looks. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Awesome. So I'm gonna use this and not that much. There we go. Awesome. All right, yeah, I finished the eyes. I think I'm gonna wrap up today's stream. Thanks for watching, everybody. It's been a fun early stream. Thanks for Pat for jumping in as well, and thanks for Mudstack for helping us out. I really appreciate the all the love. Also, thanks for Leilani for the new Patreon patron support. Thank you all.